Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about my WPL C24. This is a very special build to me. I'm going to throw up some pictures of the car and some other pictures that explains why it means so much to me. I'm not done with my build yet. I wanted to be further along, but life gets in the way. But I am planning at some point new wheels and tires, metal upgrades, possibly a 370 motor. So there would be quite a few things done. Maybe find a way to tint the windows, maybe buy like a cheap Walmart tint kit for an actual car and tint it, or maybe I could just paint it. I don't know. But anyways, let's get into why it's so important. So my daughter, when we do our C cars, when we do brushing your teeth or anything else like that, she always says, no, go slow, don't go too fast, okay? And that's one of the things that makes this important, right? So I felt it was a very fitting vehicle for her. And it's something I wanted to do since I started my YouTube channel. I had different thoughts about it. Do I do a basher? Do I do like a street car? And I finally settled on this. If you've seen my community post this month, you might have an idea, but related to being CHD month, which is CHD Awareness Month. And my daughter was born with a congenital heart defect. She was born with LTGA, and she has heterodoxy, dextracardia. What that means is her heart is kind of like the mirror image of a regular heart. Veins and arteries are attached to the wrong muscles, so it's flip-flopped. Her heart is also on the right side of her chest. It is facing the wrong way. And then she has other issues, so she has some of her other organs are misaligned in her body. She has polyspleenia, meaning she has multiple spleens. So part of all that means she's on a fever protocol. If she has a fever, we have to bring her to the hospital. They start an IV drip with antibiotics that are like really high dose to ensure she doesn't go into sepsis. She has a very high risk of going into septic shock, right? So bringing this all back to tell the story. In 2020, we got pregnant with our second child. My wife went to the ultrasound alone. She was gone for a long time. I was with her son, and she came back. She was sitting in the car. She was on the doing whatever for like an hour, right? And I call her. I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, are you gonna come inside?" She finally comes inside and tells me, there's something wrong with the baby. Don't know all the details. We got referred to a specialist. So we see a specialist. They diagnose us with everything. And at that time, I mean, our world changed, right? And we're in the heart of the pandemic, living in Washington State with family. And then I grew up in Connecticut, and that's right near Boston's Massachusetts. They have the best doctors at Boston Children's Hospital. They're consistently ranked like the best in the country, and people from out of the country fly there for these things. So we decided, let's pack up and move. We're going cross country. My wife's pregnant. We got a 2-year-old. We sold a bunch of stuff, packed up the car, packed up a U-Haul, and drove cross country in December. And we were told, your daughter, she might be born blue. She might need immediate heart surgery. We don't know. So we did a extended hotel stay. We were in Boston for about a month because they didn't know if we were inducing early or not, which she came at 37 weeks. She was born pink like any other baby, and knock on wood, she is not needed a surgery. There was talks about a double switch procedure, which is a big invasive surgery where they would disconnect veins and arteries and then reconnect to the right muscle group. They're still monitoring her closely. You know, every 6 months she has to wear a Holter monitor to keep track of her heart rhythm and things of that nature. Echocardiograms happen every 6 months, and just got to make sure that she's not getting any worse, because there's always a potential for surgery, right? And ever since this has happened, you know, I've liked to share it. I feel like I need to be vocal and get it out there because it's not something talked about that often. Looking at the pictures, you know, we've got 1% of the population is born with a heart defect. My daughter is 1% of the 1%, so she's got a very rare condition, you know. And I hope to one day be able to help other families. Like, I want to start a nonprofit in a couple years, and I feel like RC is the perfect way to incorporate that. I mean, these kids are, one, you know, you have parents with a ton of medical bills, right? So they can't afford a lot. Two, you have kids who have these heart conditions where they can't play baseball or basketball or football or gymnastics or cheerleading because their heart could just fail on them and they die, right? So how do you get outside? Sure, you could go fishing, you could take a walk, but like there's not a ton of stuff. I think RC is one of those activities that these kids could do. It gets them outside. It doesn't have this impact on their heart because they're just driving, you know, a car around, unless it's super humid out or something like that. But that's something for down the road. For right now, like I said, I just kind of wanted to raise awareness for CHD Awareness Month, talk a little bit about my life. Thank you all for listening to this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll happily answer. And hope you guys have a good one.